Hey everyone, how are you? So today we're going to be talking about loving and living and forgiving and thriving and releasing what no longer serves you purpose. My name is Michele Paiva and I would love for you to ring the bell and subscribe so that you are alerted to videos when I release them. So before we get into talking about release and for you to have hopefully a very profound experience, we need to back up and talk about grief a little bit and loss, because without getting in touch with that aspect of ourselves, we're going to have a very hard time with opening up, because grief and loss are something that we hold on to and we protect. And if we're protecting, we can't open up. So I want to tell you about losing my father. I was in my very early 20s. My father was such a great man. He was always very supportive. He always believed in me, and he always did whatever he could to make life better. He had a very hard life growing up during the Depression, but he had two very doting parents and a brother and a very traditional household. He had plenty of love, plenty of opportunity. Right after the Depression, his family did very well, and he wanted for really nothing. My mother had a very different upbringing. She was placed in an orphanage at 5 years old, and she used to look outside of the cold windows and just wait for someone to walk up that walkway and adopt her and love her. The little girls and boys would stand in rows, and the people would walk up and down the rows, and they would just look over her. And so for years and years and years, my mother got used to just standing with a stoic face as people just passed her by. And that hurt and rejection probably stayed with her a very long time. But I feel that when my mother and father met and they fell in love and had children, that we provided the love for my mother and also the healing for my father. We provided that family that my mother always wished that she had. Both of my mother and father were so supportive and loving. My father was smoking cigarettes since he was 12 years old, and then in his early 60s passed away. He was very loving and very supportive, but he often was a little stoic. And so I was very surprised after he passed away when my mother told me that she found a piece of paper that he wrote to me. And we think that he must have known that he had cancer and he must have known that he was dying, because he wrote this and he told her to put it away, and if he ever passed away, to give it to me. And so after he passed away, she was cleaning out one of the drawers and she found it, and he had wrote this about a year or two earlier, and she found it and started crying and gave it to me. So I want to read it to you. I actually have it framed. It's been in this frame for 30 years. Michele, you are wonderful. Now, as I read this, I'm reading this for you too, okay? So I'm gonna read it once for me and then once for you. Michele, you are wonderful. You are wonderful and bright. There is no question you are the light in our lives. We wish you all the good things in life. Michele, when God gave us you, He gave us something very special. Remember one thing. As you go through this life, use your heart and your head. Don't forget all that you do. You should prepare the details and goals you want to achieve, short and long term. Make them goals that you can attain, and that will give you confidence in your endeavors. We love you more than you will ever know. Mom and Dad. And my dad wrote this. So to me, excuse my crying. So to me, this is such a gift. And I don't know if you have something like this, and if you do, I would love to hear about it. But now I'm going to read it to you, because I want you to tap into someone who might have passed away or hurt you in some way, but you know that they love you deep down. And I want you to just hear these words for you, okay? You are wonderful. You are wonderful and bright. There is no question that you are the light of our lives. I wish you all the good things in life. And when God gave us you, He gave us something very special. Remember one thing. As you go through this life, use your heart and your head. Don't forget all that you do. You should prepare all of the details and goals that you want to achieve. Short and long term, make them goals that you can attain. That will give you confidence. Confidence in your endeavors. We, that means me and everyone else that's listening to this, we're all giving each other love. We love you more than you know. Love us. Okay. So how do you feel about those words? How do you feel about accepting that you can attain your goals and that you can release and that there is an energy out there and words out there floating around that were intended for you that mean nothing more than just helping you to release. So I want to know how you feel about those words, and if they touched you in any way, if there's somebody that passed away that has been meaningful to you, if you felt some of them through those words, if you felt that that's what they would say to you, or what would they say to you? I would love to know below. Now it's your turn. In the description below, there's going to be a release exercise. I want you to follow the directions and then go ahead and comment below. Let me know, did you have a profound experience? What kind of thoughts surfaced? How do you feel?